Hey, silent warriors. Have you ever felt like your life was slipping away from you? Are you constantly surrounded by uncertainty, anxiety, and frustration? You are unknowingly losing control of your happiness and peace of mind. But what if we told you that an ancient secret to awakening that lost power within you is waiting for you? In this video, we will unveil 5 powerful pillars of Stoic philosophy. Are you ready to redefine your life? Number 1. Focus on what you can control. Awaken your inner power. Dear viewer, the ancient Greek and Roman Stoics, such as Epictetus, Seneca, and Marcus Aurelius, explained this concept very simply. Epictetus said in his Enchiridion, "Some things are under our control, and some things are not. The things we can control are our own opinions, motives, desires, and aversions. In other words, our inner world. And the things outside of our control are our bodies, possessions, honor, and the actions of other people." The Stoics insisted that the only way to achieve happiness and peace in your life is to stop worrying about the things outside of your control and focus all your energy on the things within your control. Story and real example. Laura and her career crisis. Listen to Laura's story. Laura is a talented software engineer. Her company suddenly began a major restructuring, and news spread that many people might lose their jobs. Laura became extremely worried. She couldn't sleep at night, was tense all day, and her work quality began to suffer. She kept thinking, what if I lose my job? What will happen to me? My future is uncertain. A friend of Laura's, who believed in Stoic philosophy, gave her some advice. He asked Laura, can you stop the company restructuring? Can you change the management's decisions? Laura said, no, I can't. Her friend said again, well, can you control your way of thinking, your focus on your work, and your current performance? Laura thought about it. Yes, I can. After this realization, Laura changed her focus. She stopped worrying about the fear of losing her job. Instead, she focused on improving her skills, started learning new programming languages, tried to perform better on her current projects, and started expanding her network. As a result, she not only lost her current job due to layoffs, which were out of her control, but she also got a better position at a better company. Laura learned how rewarding it is to maintain your composure in the face of uncertainty and work on what you can control. To make this concept a part of your life, a powerful affirmation is, I only control my thoughts, reactions, and actions. I accept everything outside of my control with peace and serenity. A practical strategy that you can start today is to practice the control circle. Every morning, or whenever you feel anxious, take a piece of paper and draw a circle in the middle. Inside the circle, write down all the things that you can directly control, such as your reactions, your efforts, your willingness to learn. Outside the circle, write down all the things that are beyond your control, such as the weather, other people's behavior, past events. This exercise will make it clear to you where you should be spending your energy. Dear viewer, can you think of a situation in your life where you have worried excessively about something beyond your control and as a result, your peace of mind was destroyed? If you could, what could you have done differently at that time? Share your experience in the comments. From this point, we learned that the most important thing to maintain our peace of mind and strength is to stop worrying about things beyond our control and focus on what is within our control, that is, our inner world. The importance of calming ourselves and self-reflection is the foundation of this philosophy. Number 2, live in alignment with your values. Follow your inner truth. Dear viewer, We often find ourselves in situations where we try to meet the expectations of others, try to conform to social norms, or simply chase after external success. In the process, we forget our true values, which creates inner turmoil and dissatisfaction. Another important lesson of Stoic philosophy for achieving mental toughness is to find out what your core values are and live according to them. When your actions are consistent with your values, you experience mental peace, strength, and a deep sense of satisfaction. The role of Stoic philosophy and values. The Stoics believed that following your inner virtue is essential for living a meaningful and honest life. This virtue basically refers to the four main values of wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance. The Stoics insisted that these values are the true wealth of a person, and that external wealth or honor is temporary. When you live your life in accordance with these moral values, you can remain steadfast on the inside, no matter what happens on the outside. Marcus Aurelius repeatedly emphasized the importance of being true to yourself and doing the right thing in his meditations. He knew that as an emperor, he had many temptations and pressures, but he always tried to make decisions based on his personal values and ethics. This inner consistency helped him remain stable even in the face of extreme pressure and adversity. According to the Stoics, living in accordance with your values gives you a clear sense of your life's purpose and helps you develop a strong self-identity. Story and real-life example. Neela's courageous decision. Listen to Neela's story. Neela was a talented and successful marketing manager. Her career was enviable, her salary was sky-high, and she had a high position in society. But Neela was not happy. She felt that her work was only promoting corporate profits instead of benefiting people, which was against her deep values of compassion and contribution to society. She often felt an emptiness inside. Neela thought a lot about this inner conflict. One day, she decided that she would quit her high-paying job and work for an organization that was making real social change. Many of her friends and family called her crazy. They asked her, "Why are you giving up such a good opportunity?" But Neela was firm in her values. She did not back down from her decision. She joined a non-profit organization where she worked to educate underprivileged children in society. Her new job paid much less. Her social status may not have been what it used to be, but Neela woke up every morning feeling a deep sense of peace and fulfillment. He knew that he was fulfilling his life purpose and living in accordance with his values. This inner alignment brought him unprecedented mental strength and joy. An affirmation to apply this powerful concept to your life is, I know my core values and live in accordance with them. My actions are a reflection of my inner truth. A practical strategy that you can start today is to make a values list. Take a piece of paper and write down the 5 to 7 most important values in your life. For example, honesty, compassion, freedom, creativity, family, wisdom, health, etc. Then, look at your actions every day or every week. Are your decisions and actions aligned with these values? If not, think about where you need to make changes. From this point, we learned that knowing your values and living in accordance with them brings us peace of mind, confidence, and deep satisfaction. It increases our inner strength and helps us live a meaningful life. Through this practice, we better understand how important it is to calm ourselves and self-reflect. Number 3. Practice gratitude. Make every moment of your life precious. Dear viewer, we often complain about what we don't have, regret what we don't have, and mourn what we have lost. These negative thoughts occupy our minds and take our eyes off the countless blessings in our lives. But both Stoic philosophy and modern psychology teach us that practicing gratitude is not just a good habit, It is a powerful tool for mental toughness and well-being. Gratitude changes our perspective, fills our minds with positivity, and brings a new appreciation for life. Stoic philosophy and the importance of gratitude. The Stoics knew that understanding the value of what we have is essential to achieving contentment and peace of mind. Seneca often mentioned in his writings that we should be content with what we have and appreciate the simple pleasures of life. He believed that if we only yearn for more, we will never find true happiness. Marcus Aurelius, who lived a simple life as an emperor, would write in his journal every day about what he was grateful for. He knew that inner peace was more valuable than external splendor or power, and gratitude played a huge role in achieving this peace. For the Stoics, gratitude wasn't just for big events or successes. Rather, it was part of their philosophy to be grateful for the small blessings of each day: a beautiful morning, a warm cup of coffee, a conversation with a friend, a healthy body, even valuable lessons learned from adversity. They believed that when you focus on the good things happening in your life, your mind becomes more positive and you are stronger to face challenges. Story and real-life example. Ronnie's mental transformation. Listen to Ronnie's story. Ronnie was a busy corporate employee. His ambitions were high, but he was always suffering from stress and dissatisfaction. He felt that his salary wasn't enough, his position wasn't high enough, and he needed a bigger house. He constantly compared himself to himself and others, which made him feel frustrated. One day, a senior colleague of Ronnie's gave him a small book called a gratitude journal. The colleague asked him to express his gratitude for at least 3 things every night before going to bed, no matter how small. Ronnie didn't give it much thought at first, but at the urging of a friend, he started. For the first few days, he couldn't find anything big, but gradually, he began to notice the little things, like the chirping of birds that woke him up in the morning, the warm touch of his beloved dog, the food he liked in the office cafeteria, a helpful comment from a colleague, or a moment of laughter and fun with his wife in the evening. After a month, Ronnie felt a big change in him. He wasn't as depressed as he used to be. He started to feel truly happy for what he had in his life. His sleep improved, his stress decreased, and he returned to his work with a more positive outlook. Ronnie learned that happiness lies not in external circumstances, but in our inner perspective, and gratitude can change that perspective. Practical strategy. To make this powerful practice of gratitude a part of your life, a powerful affirmation is, I am grateful for every small and large blessing in my life. I am content with what I have and value each moment. A practical strategy that you can start today is gratitude journaling. Every night before you go to bed, write down in a journal or notebook at least 3 things you are grateful for that day. It could be a highlight of the day, an unexpected help, or just the joy of being healthy. This regular practice will help you shift your mind in a positive direction. Dear viewer, have you ever consciously practiced gratitude? If so, what impact has it had on your life? If not, do you think practicing gratitude can help reduce stress in your life and increase peace of mind? You can share your experience in the comments. Number 4. Live in the present moment. Experience every breath of your life. Dear viewer, in modern life, we often lose ourselves in regretting the past or worrying about the future. Our minds are either in the past or in the future. As a result, we fail to enjoy the most precious asset in our lives, the present moment. A beautiful sunset, a child's smile, a deep conversation with a friend, or the taste of a hot cup of tea. All of these happen in the present moment. But when our minds are elsewhere, we fail to appreciate the beauty of these moments. Stoic philosophy teaches us how to live a calm, stable, and joyful life. by focusing completely on the present. Stoic philosophy and the importance of the present. The Stoics believed deeply in the idea that the only thing we have in our hands is the present moment. The past is gone and impossible to change, and the future has not yet arrived and is completely beyond our control. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his Meditations, "Your life is the product of your present moment thoughts." He emphasized that your true power lies only in the present. Seneca also discussed the value of time in his writings and warned about how we often sacrifice the present for the future. The Stoics understood that regretting the past or worrying about the future both saps mental energy and leads us to unnecessary anxiety. They practiced what they called premeditatio malorum, or anticipating the worst. However, the purpose of this was not to worry about the future, but to mentally prepare ourselves for the worst, so that if something unexpected happened, it would be easier to deal with. In this way, they did not try to control the future, but rather to prepare themselves to accept the uncertainty of the future and return their attention to the present. Story and real-life example. Siam's silent morning. Listen to the story of Siam. Siam was a high-ranking official whose life was always busy and hectic. He always had a running list in his mind. Tomorrow's meeting, next week's project, next month's bill payment, etc. When he was with his family, his mind was still at the office. When he was at the office, he was thinking about what to do at home. As a result, he was constantly suffering from restlessness and dissatisfaction. One day, a close friend of his advised him, "Siam, try to fully experience everything you do in your life. When you eat, just focus on eating. When you talk, just focus on talking." Although Siam thought it was impossible at first, after listening to his friends, he started trying. Every morning, he would sit quietly for a while, with a cup of tea. He noticed the warmth of the tea, its smell, the chirping of birds, and even his own breathing. He distanced himself from his phone or laptop and focused only on the present moment. Through this, we can understand better. Listen to Ronnie's story. Ronnie was a busy corporate employee. His ambitions were high, but he was always stressed and dissatisfied. He felt his salary wasn't enough, his status wasn't high enough, and he needed a bigger house. He constantly compared himself to himself and others, which made him feel depressed. One day, a senior colleague of Ronnie's gave him a small book called Gratitude Journal. The colleague asked him to express his gratitude for at least 3 things every night before going to bed, no matter how small. Ronnie didn't give it much importance at first, but at the urging of a friend, he started. For the first few days, he couldn't find anything big. But gradually, he began to notice the little things, like the chirping of birds that woke him up in the morning, the warm touch of his beloved dog, the food he liked in the office canteen, a supportive comment from a colleague, or a moment of laughter and fun with his wife in the evening. After a month, Ronnie felt a big change in him. He was no longer as depressed as before. He began to feel truly grateful for what he had in his life. His sleep improved, his stress levels decreased, and he returned to his work with a more positive outlook. Ronnie learned that happiness is not found in external circumstances, but in our inner perspective, and gratitude can change that perspective. Practical strategy. To make this powerful practice of gratitude a part of your life, a powerful affirmation is, "I am grateful for every small and large blessing in my life. I am content with what I have and value every moment." A practical strategy that you can start today is gratitude journaling. Every night before you go to bed, write down in a journal or notebook at least 3 things you are grateful for that day. It could be a highlight of the day, an unexpected help, or just the joy of being healthy. This regular practice will help you shift your mindset in a positive direction. Number 5. See adversity as an opportunity. Awaken your inner warrior. Dear viewer, our path in life is not always smooth. Sometimes unexpected obstacles, setbacks, and challenges come our way. Most people view these adversities as curses, become discouraged, and give up on their dreams. But Stoic philosophy shows us a different path, the path of seeing adversity as an opportunity, which can make us stronger, wiser, and more resilient. It is not just a mental strategy, it is a profound perspective on life. Stoic philosophy and the value of adversity. The Stoics believed that everything in nature has a purpose. Just as lifting weights strengthens muscles, we face challenges to forge our character. Seneca, a famous Stoic philosopher, said, "Fire refines gold, and adversity tests great men and women." Marcus Aurelius noted in his Meditations that what hinders our path broadens our path. In other words, the obstacles we encounter can actually be stepping stones to our progress. This idea teaches us that no matter how bad external events may be, how we view them and how we react to them is entirely in our hands. Adversity provides us with opportunities to awaken our inner strength, resilience, and creativity. Story and real-life example. Maria's rise. Listen to Maria's story. Maria is a small-town girl who dreams of becoming a famous fashion designer. She worked hard to get an internship at a major fashion house, but her life there was not easy. Senior designers often belittled her, rejected her designs, and gave her extra work. One day, an entire collection she had created was canceled, which broke her emotionally. Maria returned home crying and thought, "I can't do it." But her mother, who had faced many adversities throughout her life, comforted her and said, "Mom, it all depends on how you view this failure. Is this the end of you, or is this a learning opportunity?" Maria thought deeply about her mother's words. She realized that these failures taught her where her designs needed to be improved, how to take criticism constructively, and how to work under pressure. She sat down with each rejected design, identified the subtle mistakes, and stayed up all night learning new techniques. Not only did she become more skilled, but her confidence also grew. In the end, Maria didn't succeed at that company, but this experience gave her the courage to start her own company. Today, she owns a successful fashion brand, and her early adversities were what led her down this path. She learned that every failure is a blessing in disguise. A powerful affirmation to incorporate this deep understanding into your life is, "I see every adversity as an opportunity for me to grow and become stronger. I learn from every challenge and come back better." A practical strategy you can start today is to create a challenge log. Whenever you encounter a difficult situation, write it down in a notebook or digital file. Then write down what you learned from that situation, how you became stronger, and what you might do differently in similar situations in the future. Dear viewers, these 5 powerful pillars of Stoic philosophy are the keys to building your mental toughness. Remember, the turmoil of the external world cannot destroy your inner peace if you focus on what you can control. View adversity as a learning opportunity. Be grateful for every small blessing in life. Live fully in the present moment, and live in alignment with your core values. This ancient wisdom will not only make you stronger, but will also help you build a meaningful and stable life. Awaken your inner philosopher. If these Stoic principles have inspired your mind, show your support by giving this video a like. Share with us your favorite Stoic practice or the principle that has had the most impact in your life in the comments box. Don't limit yourself to knowledge. Invite your friends to join you on the path of mental toughness by sharing this video with them. And for more deep Stoic insights, subscribe to our channel and join us on this journey of wisdom. Remember, true strength comes from within.